I want you to imagine that you are the main manager of a local convention. A convention that you started. It could be a comic book convention, a science fiction convention, an anime convention, whatever it be. And in creating this convention, you have hundreds of people show up. You gather together and celebrate and share your love and passions for cosplaying, comics, video games, anime, whatever it be. Then, some people who are attending your convention come to you and say, hey, we noticed that you invited a special guest. This special guest is a DJ. This DJ who's doing your music has a criminal record of sexually assaulting, raping minors. In fact, he was in prison for a total of 4 years for raping a minor. What would you do if someone told you this and you didn't know about his history? You didn't know that he had a criminal record. A normal, sane person would say, oh wow, I didn't know that. He's not invited here. We're not letting that person attend our convention. Right? That's what a normal, sane person would do. In this particular case, a local convention in my state that I attended last year, which I never attended again, in my state known as Akicon, recently invited back a DJ they had had at previous years at Akicon, who had been released with a criminal record of raping minors. They ignored everybody's caution. People came to them and said, hey, the management, Akicon, your DJ who's playing at this convention has a huge criminal record. He's technically a child predator and rapes minors, and he's been in prison, just recently got out in 2011. You shouldn't invite him. Here's his criminal record. Here it is for you to see. Akicon knew this. They knew about his criminal record, and yet they still invited him back for this year's convention in 2013. And guess what happened? He drugged a fellow attendee at the convention and then raped them. She openly went public with this, and Akicon responded with this post. Akicon advises all attendees to make good choices, stay with friends, and trust loved ones. Akicon has rules against underage drinking and drug use, but Akicon can't control what attendees or guests or even other guests of the venue do in private rooms and remains a neutral party as the incident in question happened in a private hotel room. What you don't seem to understand here is that private hotel is the same hotel that your convention is hosted at. That's where your convention took place. That is where you invited someone who you knew previously already had a criminal record of raping minors back into your convention in the environment where there are going to be people who are underage, which, by the way, if you're doing a convention, I believe it should be 18 plus, or if you're below the age of 18, you should have a parent or guardian accompany you. But they don't have any rules because it's Akicon, one of the most dysfunctional cons I have ever seen in my existence from cosplaying and going to conventions. I would advise all persons not to pass judgment on either party as you don't know the details or circumstances. Bullshit. I will pass judgment on you, Akicon, the management, the people running this convention, because you are the people who I believe are partially responsible for what happened here. Granted, you knew prior, before this happened, before you invited him back, you knew about his history already, and that he was a sex offender, and that he already was in prison for 4 years for raping somebody, and yet you still invited him back. So therefore, because of that, you have made an irresponsible decision to invite someone who is unsafe for your convention, and the environment, and the people attending that con, and you're basically saying, fuck you, we do not care what you have to say, we're gonna do what we want to do, and in result of that, a young girl gets raped, gets sexually assaulted by a criminal. It's upsetting that these things happen in an everyday setting, whether at work, school, concert, churches, and that is why Akicon advises all attendees to make good choices and be safe. Oh, the irony of that statement. Make good choices and be safe. Nice way to set a double standard, Akicon. The reason I say that is because you have no place to say, make good choices and be safe, when you are not providing your convention and your attendees a safe environment to attend, but are also making terrible, terrible choices for your convention, putting people in danger and in harm's risk, in which resulted in a young girl being hurt and sexually assaulted. The ultimate point of this video is to basically say, do not attend Akicon, but number two, they don't give a living shit about what you have to say, they don't give a living shit about your safety concerns, and they really, really don't care if they invite a sex offender to their convention which harms somebody. Down below in the description, there is a link. This link is a petition to get Akicon banned. I'm serious. Sign it, please. I'm urging you. If you like conventions, if you like cosplaying, and you want a safe environment, this is a convention that needs to be demolished because the management doesn't care about your concerns and about your safety. Especially that they can say, well, it happened in a private hotel room and that we really can't do anything about it. Actually, it wouldn't have probably happened at all if you hadn't invited a criminal and a sex offender. Think about it. It doesn't take a lot of logic to think that through. Any normal, sane person who has a convention, who brings people together, would not allow this to continue, would not bring back the guest a second time. In any event, ladies and gentlemen, please sign the petition down below. There's also a click to tweet link down below. If you click that tweet, you will actually tweet Akicon the petition to have them banned, and you will tweet Akicon this video talking about why Akicon needs to be demolished. It needs to be banned. No convention should ever jeopardize the safety of its attendees because you're too goddamn stubborn to listen to anybody other than what you want.